Hey everybody, I wanted to talk to you today about something as a subject matter that many students, and not just students but experienced therapists, come across this quite often. And I'm going to talk about it in relation to past life regression. And it's when students or therapists say, what can I do if a client is blocking themselves from going into the memories in a regression session? Now, this also applies to if you're regressing your clients back to childhood, but also mostly to do with past life regression. Most of the time, students or experienced therapists will immediately think that they're doing something wrong. And if you have followed the training, you've gone with your intuition, you've done everything possible, then the client will be blocking themselves from actually visiting those memories. And really, let's have a look at why that might happen. Now, first of all, blocking really means that the client is not going into the memories to do with the regression session. So if it's childhood memories or past lives, they're not allowing themselves to go, first of all, to the depth of relaxation that's needed for those memories to spontaneously come to them. Now, your client, in the session, there's yourself and your client, and you're both 50% responsible for that successful session. As a therapist, you're responsible because you're the director of the session. So you're directing your client constantly as to where they should be going, their depth of relaxation, moving them through the memories, etc., etc. Now, the first thing with that is if your client seems to be stumbling over not being able to access any memories, and they might be saying things like, I don't know, there's nothing there, it's just blank, everything's black, I can't see anything. First of all, you want to just check the depth of your client's relaxation. Now, in regression, they should be slightly deeper relaxed than they would be in a normal hypnotherapy session. So if you were doing general hypnosis with them, you would be taking your client into an alpha brainwave. But when you're doing regression, you're moving them into a theta brainwave, which means that first of all, your client should enable themselves to relax. They have to let go. You can direct them, you can give them all the suggestions to get to that depth of relaxation. But if your client is holding themselves back in some way, won't let go, is scared, if there's some fear there, then they're going to stop themselves getting into that theta brainwave. So your first port of call must be to check their level of relaxation. Okay, so you would do some additional deepening with them. The second thing would be that in your consultation, you would have found out the reason for the client wanting to have the regression session. If it's childhood regression, is there an issue in childhood that they want to go back? Has there been some trauma there that they want to explore? If it's a past life regression, is there a connection to this lifetime that they want to explore? Is there a relationship that they want to look at? So you will have established that in the consultation. So aside from the real depth of relaxation, your next port of call is there any fear in the client? Are they scared of letting go and actually looking at what this memory is? Because of course it's already happened. It's just a memory. So the memory can and often will spontaneously come to them, but they just have to let go of their fear and let that happen. So if they're blocking, if they're saying there's nothing there, or they're scared, or they don't know if there is a memory, say, what is it that you're holding back on? What are you scared of? What is it that's stopping you from moving forward? Often clients can also report that there are colours and things moving in front of them. And often in a regression session, because you're getting them into that depth of relaxation, they can be thought forms as the clients really, they think the memories are coming to them, but their energy is moving to that time when it happened. So they're moving through thought forms. So if there's some colors or some blackness or something like that, it's often their own thought forms that they're not able to move through, or they're scared of moving through to do those. So first port of call to looking at blocking is really the depth of relaxation. The second is, are there any fears that your client is experiencing that is stopping them? Now, what I used to do when I used to do one-to-one sessions with clients, and I say this to all my students, is I gave them a pre-recording. So if they booked a session and it was a month away from now, I would give them a generic recording that I'd done, and that was a very simple relaxation, but it would probably be 20 minutes long. We'll get them to listen to every day or every other day, and it just gets them used to my voice, gets them used to my energy, and it's put suggestions in there that they're going to relax. When they get to the memory, this is going to open up for them. They're easily going to be able to go into a regression session with me and access those memories. And I would put I would link them to a childhood memory that would be happy or a neutral childhood memory. So they would listen to that pre-recording every day or every couple of days leading up to our session. It would also have my background music in. So as soon as they walked into my office where they were going to have the session, the background music acted as a subliminal, so they would already start to become relaxed. So there's all these different cues, and a pre-recording, I would say, would cut out 90% of potential clients that are going to experience blocking. So it's a huge advantage for you as a therapist, whether you're experienced or you're studying past life regression, to actually make that pre-recording and just give it to your client, give it to them as an MP3. They can download it. It really enhances the trust as well. So they'll get to know you, your voice, the pace and tone of your sessions, and it just works really well. So I have some live past life training coming up. I've just announced the date, so I'll put the link in with this video. And of course, if you have any questions, just post below and I'm more than happy to answer them for you. Take care.